we are here. It is me and Dr. V. There's Dr. V, looking beautiful as always.
Absolutely.
Gets himself all ready, even does the stuff on there. Even though you can't smell it, it makes him feel good. He puts it on.
Hair and makeup. That's what I do on Sunday mornings.
Right on. His wife loves him for that. So you got to go. It's worth it. Okay. We're rocking.
She wonders why I don't do it for her.
Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing good. I think we got, hopefully, I think that's Spartacus there as one of the people. So we'll see as we go. And let's start talking about what our thumbnail talks about and what our description talks about. We are in like really no man's land. It's like almost like the Wizard of Oz. I was thinking about doing something like that. Then I thought they'd start writing something, Spartacus, about how, you're co-opting it. So I don't want to talk about the Wizard of Oz because we do seem to be off to see the wizard. But let's see what's going on here. We've got SNAP. You all know what SNAP is. SNAP is food, money for food for American kids and for Americans. 42 million thereabouts of them. 42 million people. SNAP has been cut off by the Trump administration. They had the money. He's got the money to fund ICE. He can do that, right? He can fund those guys who have the masks on, not the Lone Ranger, but those guys who are, a lot of them are thuggish, hiding their faces. He can feed them with cash, but he can't seem to feed American kids with cash. He can't seem to feed Americans with cash because he doesn't care, because this money was put away. It's like 3 or 4 billion, Joe. It lasts for a little while. That's for emergencies. And he goes, that's not an emergency. And he's got his Secretary of Agriculture going, oh, that's not an emergency. We just have to move it around. Suddenly he cares about what the bureaucracy says. Suddenly he cares about rules. The rule is the cash is there. It's an emergency. Americans need to eat. Give it to them. How hard is that? Money equals food. No food equals sick people. What's going on? It makes absolutely no sense.
I thought the judge said that the government had to do that.
The problem is this. It already shut down. You got to restart it. So all these people had to get ready and use their money instead of paying rent or paying something else. Now they have to wait for this money to start coming back online. You don't see Trump jumping on this. His response was, hey, why don't you tell me how to do it, court? I'm not sure how to do it. I'll do it after you tell me how to do it. That's what his True Social said the other day. I need you to explain this to me, he said. No, you don't. You turn on the spigot, you let the cash go. So now that it's been shut down, all these people who are used to the money coming in to feed have had to take money from here, take money from there. They don't have money put away to be able to buy food, to be able to do this kind of stuff. Forget healthcare. We're not even talking healthcare. So you've got this, and now they have to figure out, they're going to have to start juggling. Or can they pay the car? Can they pay the rent? Are the creditors going to work with them? Are they not going to work with them? These are real issues. This is a major catastrophe for about 42 million people. You don't just turn the money on.
So what's that happen, for 42 million people? Are they going to be buying stuff?
Buying what? What are they going to be buying? Rope? They can buy food.
Is that good for the economy?
It's horrible for the economy. But it doesn't matter because it's the top versus the bottom. The top versus the middle. The president tries to make it like it's him versus everybody else or red and blue. That's not what it is. It's him and the rich people and Congress versus everybody else. Joe, Congress is getting paid. Trump is taking his cash, or his family is taking their cash using his name, billions of dollars, putting in their pockets. And the Trumps are doing great. Congress is doing great. They got their health insurance. And look at the rest of the people. I don't see Congress starving. They won't even show up to earn their money. The Speaker of the House, the Bible-toting guy who probably has that Trump Bible with white pages in there without any writing on it, okay, so he can say he has a Bible, jives everybody. Bring the people in, make them work. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You got, how long have we been saying this, Joe? These are these are to pay for American kids. How can we not make sure that that money is there? You got the president saying, oh, I know they're just hurting their own people by doing this. The Democrats, what do you mean your own people? The president of the United States is supposed to represent everyone. You, me, everybody, anybody out there watching. That's what his job is. What is he doing? He's splitting us up. We've been saying from the beginning, we got to stay together. What he does is he splits it up and he hurts everybody. So the guys at the top, once again, it's always this way. The guys at the top, gender neutral, a lot of women making the cash there too. The guys at the top work with each other, and they get the people in the middle and the bottom to start yelling at each other, saying it's your fault, it's your fault. They make their money at the top. They don't lose the money, and the people at the bottom in the middle get handled because they don't have the cash to sit back and go, okay, I can wait. They can't watch the stock market. It's not doing them any good. Not when they now have to wonder where the cash is coming to pay for food next month, or to pay for the car, or to talk to the creditor. And on top of that, you got people losing jobs. Remember last week, all the companies I talked about, Amazon, Target, Nestle, Starbucks, Meta, Applied Materials, Microsoft, Intel, Geico, Wayfair, Salesforce, Hewlett-Packard. What are we talking about here? And then on the Wall Street Journal, they had a big article today, great article. The headline, companies no longer holding on to employees. They used to call it labor hoarding. For months and months, you've been hearing, if you ever listen to CNBC, they're going, they weren't hiring, but they were afraid to let people go because if they need them. Now they're just letting them go. Here it is. It isn't just AI. They want everybody to think it's just AI. It's AI, man. It's the villain. It isn't AI here. It is partially AI. But what it is the companies say, I can make money by getting rid of people. They do this every economic cycle. How many times have we seen this? And then their stocks normally go up when they lay people off. It's like, I've seen this story so many times in my lifetime. Wow, it happens. They go, yeah, they start laying people off and the stock goes up. Why? Because people are getting laid off? No, because they know they're going to make more money that way. So that's what they're doing. That's what the problem is.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. My position has always been, I see storm clouds on the horizon, but I don't feel any raindrops yet. But now I think we're actually beginning to feel the raindrops. I mean, you've been calling it for the past 5-6 months that the sorts of things that are happening signify that we're in a period of stagflation where unemployment goes up, inflation goes up, and the Federal Reserve Board is stuck with what are they going to do about the situation, because you can only lower interest rates so much, and it's a really bad situation. But besides all this, it's what I wonder is, what is the soul of this country? I think we used to consider ourselves to be the good guys, that when it came time to helping poor people, to being supportive for people who are in a one down position, we would be the big guy to come along and help support people. But now it seems like when there's a big bully, and we back down to the big bullies like China and Russia. But for the countries that don't have many resources, we're happy to be aggressive. Or even within this country, the people who have little power, Trump is very happy to have them not have any seat at the table, not to be the influence for how we spend our resources. And
because they can't put money in his family's pocket, Joe. What do you expect? This is a different world. We're back to the days of, what do they call, the robber barons, back in the old days, well before our time. Carol, I'm with you there. It's the robber barons. You got the rich people. Look what happened in San Francisco. Trump says, I'm going to send troops. I'm going to send troops. I'm going to send troops. Then his tech bros call him up, who pump all the cash at him, and he gets on. He says, well, my tech friends called me up, so I'm not going to send troops in San Francisco. What if you don't have tech in your town and you're not pumping real cash into it? It's not real. It's a president of the United States who is splitting the country and a Congress. They're just as bad. They're Article 1. The president was Article 2. Okay, but the president is acting like he's 1, 2, and 3. 3 is the supine court. As you all know, I call him that, not the Supreme Court, because they're going to give him everything he wants. That's what they do. They're in his back pocket, and it's that simple. They unleashed him when they gave him a almost full immunity, and it's just they're going to let him send in the troops. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But here we go with a situation where this guy now has. Look at this. Look at that. He now has built a bathroom, the Lincoln bathroom, okay? People don't have money. People don't have food. There's
people are starving.
No snap at all, man. Look at that thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see. Oh, look at all that marble. He loves that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, it looks like a hotel. I think it's great. I got nothing against it. The problem you've got is that you sit there and he's pumping cash into his bathroom and he's pumping cash into the East Room and taking that down. And remember, everyone, he says it's free. It isn't free. It's whoever pays him so they can get stuff from him. There was an article, I think it was in the Times the other day, where it showed that the Trump administration is hiding certain people's identity because they don't want them to know that people are going, I'll give you a lot of money, don't tell anybody. So his family's making literally billions of dollars, all this cash, and just not worrying about people who can't eat. So that's what it's become. It's the robber barons, Joe. It isn't a matter anymore. We can all talk. I love hearing it. Oh, my heart. Oh, we all care. Oh, the great America. Yeah, I love America. Yeah, it's still the greatest country around. But what has happened is we have allowed a supine Congress. We have allowed a supine Supreme Court and a big bully president tear it all apart, and people are doing nothing about it, thinking that if the president does it to them, nothing will happen to me, and not thinking that down the road, when somebody else has the power, though they think, well, they'll never lose the power. That's how people always think. They're going to come after them. I mean, it's like it's going to be, you did it to me, I'm doing it to you. And sometimes you just got to stop. This guy is taking it so far. I don't care. You want to make your billions, Mr. President, or your family makes billions. I'm sorry. Okay, did it. You did it. Oh, right on. You want to have your $400 million plane that Qatar gave us? Who was it? Qatar, UAE?
Yeah.
And we're paying $400 million to fix it up. Okay, but hey, what are you attacking the United States for? Why are you attacking Americans? I mean, have you all seen that the president has directed that there be strike forces? I think it's in each of the National Guard units or whatever, to be prepared to go into a city when necessary. Presently, and I think the arguments are in November, before the Supreme Court is a case where their question is whether or not the president had to say that there is like riots or whatever in the streets and had to take over the troops and send them into Chicago. Chicago is saying no. The Supreme Court, in my opinion, Joe, as I told you in the beginning, the supine court, they may give him a little slap, but they're going to go, well, if the president thinks he sees a problem, he can do it. At that point, when that's okayed by the supines, he will send the troops in to 5, 6, 7, 8 other cities at the same time. It's going to happen. Looking for trouble, looking to upset America, looking to destroy America, and then be able to say, see, it isn't me. I sent in the troops to help everybody. It isn't working that way. It's like when he dropped poop on all the people exercising their First Amendment rights on the no kings thing because he didn't like being a king and being called a king. But that's what it is. So, Joe, I'm asking you, and I haven't looked at our mosh pit yet, but I'm asking you, change your vision a bit. Take away the rose-colored glasses that we grew up with, that we believed in, and put them to more of those, that turn, those opaque ones you put to your eyes and it turns and different opaque things come up, and understand that's where we are now. And we are not what we want to be. We may be in a relative basis better than the rest of the world, but we are not that which you and I grew up understanding we were. That's so far away. What we are now is people hating each other. We're Americans who hate each other. We're Americans who attack each other, and it's always you. I mean, did you hear Vance? Was he down at UMiss? A guy asked him a question down at UMiss and said, I never talk about this stuff. But, but the Jews, they always attack the Christians and they've always come after them. And Vance didn't say, do you know history, man? It's really the other way around, okay? And what are you talking about? And let's just get together. He just said, well, we just try to get people to understand each other. So that's the kind of stuff, because they're so worried about the loon bros, the super right bros who give them the votes. I'm saying bros generic. Who give them the votes. And it's sad. That's where we are. It is not what we hope. It is not what we grew up with. And we have to now open up our eyes and say, hey, and hope. By the way, everybody, we're going to be on Tuesday, 10 o'clock. Please go on to Just American Citizen and subscribe. Just American Citizen. Please go into Dr. V Unchained. Dr. V.
There you go. Unchained Melodies.
On my head. Dr. V Unchained, and subscribe to Dr. V Unchained. Just American Citizen. Dr. V Unchained. I'm going to start singing. I'm not going to do it. But that's where we are with this. And you got to understand, it's just a really tough, Joe. It's a tough situation. Can you accept that things have changed, that the soul of America isn't what the soul was anymore? We want to grasp.
I disagree with you there. I'm not sure what the soul of America really is.
You were saying you knew what it was. You were saying.
I believe if you really go back to the public, to the American people, you will still find that people are into helping each other, being connected, helping someone who's down and out. That's who we still are. It's just that right now we have an administration that doesn't believe that. And it seems like our ability to control that is very much diminished. We need to figure out solutions to understand what's going on and how we can fix it. And it's pretty clear that we have someone in the White House right now who's sort of addicted to power, who's addicted to attention, who's addicted to money. And that's what he has. He's had this his whole life. This is fundamentally who he is. And I think we need to wake up to that's what we have in the White House. And the only way to stop him, and if someone has an addiction, the only way to stop it is if there's contingencies on the person's behavior. And right now, our system is not set up to put any controls on the guy, not the Supreme Court, not the Congress. Who do we have left that's going to help put a control on this guy's greed? And that's what we have. And it couldn't be summed up any more clearly than in pictures. When you look at the money he's spending on his ballroom, the money he's spending on his plane, the money he's spending on his bathroom, the same week that's funding for SNAP stops.
Right.
That's not who we are.
Yes, it is who we are.
No,
Joe.
it's not.
It is, Joe. It is, because he's doing it. So it is who we are. The Republican Congress has not stood up to him. They got the power. The Republican Congress has done nothing. That's reality. That is who we are. Reality is who we are.
We need to find a way to stand up for this, to reflect American values. I mean, we consider ourselves a, quote, Christian country, right? If you look at the Bible, this is words of Jesus Christ, where he divides people up into those who are going to get into heaven, those who are not going to get into heaven. He says, what have you done to help feed the hungry, clothe the naked? And the righteous people say, well, I went to the synagogue, or I went to mass, or I did this, I donated money to the church. And he goes, that's not what's important in making it to heaven. It's what did you do for the least of my brothers? That's what you did for me. And that's supposed to be what this country is founded on, the idea of being a safe place for people who have different religious beliefs, a place of freedom, a place of democracy, a place where a king can't dictate how you live your life.
Called the First Amendment, Joe. I'm
It's
with you.
called the First Amendment, and it's first because it's first. It's the most important. The freedom, democracy, and all these things are being threatened right now, and we need to do something about it. And that's what I'm concerned about: is that the normal institutions to put a guardrail for someone who is greedy, who has no internal guardrails in their behavior. And again, I don't even blame Trump for that. This is who he is. You know, he wants to, he said the other day he wants to make it into heaven and he's not sure he's going to get there. Well, he's probably correct because this is not the criteria that we use to measure greatness. In 20 years, no one's going to measure how great the bathroom was that he built. They're not going to measure how great the ballroom was that he built for his rich friends. I'd rather see that ballroom converted into a shelter where people who are hungry can come in and enjoy a meal. Now, that's probably going to an extreme. I know, I can see your face and all that, but that's what people are going to remember in the future. Did you do something to help people who are less well off?
Well, they can't, because they're going to see the East Room and they're going to see all this stuff. They can't miss it. He wants to show it off, and it's all there. And you're right. The problem is that it's not institutions. Everybody says the institutions stand up. No, the people. First of all, they got to make sure that their representatives do what they have to do to protect them, to protect the people. If you don't demand it from your representatives, even Marjorie Taylor Greene's having conniptions over health insurance. If you can't get your representatives to do it, it has nothing to do with the institution. If the representatives are willing to roll over and let the executive do what he or she wants to do without any pushback, then that's what it is. That's reality. Let me just jump into the mosh pit if I can.
Yeah.
Because I saw some things. I saw some guys here. Who was it? We had Unc Andy kept talking about all this. You can't name what. Come on, you were waiting for Unc. I was looking. We're demented. Well, I know we're demented, Joe. DX06 has told us. A lot of other people have told us that too, so we're here. But then when Unc can't come up with examples how we're out of it, he's not here to engage low IQ. Unc, if you're still on, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us what we're doing that's wrong. We're telling you straight. This is an opinion live stream. Tell us what your opinion. You want to call people names? It doesn't do you any good. It goes against what we're all talking about here. We want to work together. We may not agree, but we should be working together. It doesn't matter if you're green, white, red, yellow, or you think you're left, right, middle, or north, east, south, or west. We work together. That's why we're here. We're all using and exploring the use of our First Amendment rights. Come on, just don't call people names. That's a waste of your First Amendment right. Okay, all truth. That's what the narrative showed. He's a wartime president. All truth for a guy who's supposed to be America first. He is a wartime president. I totally agree. He's threatening Nigeria now with the Christians, and I just don't know where this guy's going.
What's this thing with he wants to give money to what is it, Argentina or something? Or?
Well, his position was that by doing this, it would strengthen an ally in South America. He made the promise if they won the election, $20 billion. He's trying to get regular people to come up with another $20 billion. So he already promised it. The problem with what he's doing with it is that they're selling the soybeans to China, and we're not. Supposedly, we're going to be selling soybeans to China.
What happened to America first? Is it America is the first place you go to get a loan?
Well, his position is that you're protecting America by protecting us down in South America, and that's his position, and that by aiding a democracy. And I'll tell you this, Joe, the people there came out in a big surprise. Milei won, and he won big. He got. I don't think a majority, but almost a majority. So he can push things through that he couldn't do. And they all did it because Trump promised them the money. So obviously the people want to do it. That's a Peronist state. And it really kind of changed with it. So I see that. But the problem is if you're going to do that and you're going to lend the money, then say, don't sell your soybeans in competition with our American soybeans and drop your tariffs.
I thought he was supposed to be the master making deals with all these countries. And what kind of deal did he make? So, I mean, in a certain sense, you could say it's in our long-term best interest to support countries that are democracies and give them a helping hand to get them up and going. That sounds reasonable to me, but that's not what he ran on. He ran on protect our own interests, protect our own people first, and he's not doing that. And I'm all in favor of him helping democracies in other parts of the world, but not at the cost of stopping SNAP money.
But one has nothing to do with the other, Joe. Let me throw this out, okay? You got to understand where he's coming from internationally, at least the way I read it. And
Okay.
you know, I love international. Those of you going to Just an American Citizen, I talked about the end of the American century 4 or 5 years ago. It's all on there. Just an American Citizen. Please write, please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up. And Dr. V Unleashed. Go onto his site there.
Unchained, but that's okay.
What did I do wrong, Dr. V?
Unleashed.
I said that, didn't I? Unchained.
Unchained.
Dr. V, Unchained, Unchained Melody. He's shaking his head. I know he's going to do something. It's like when he had his fight with ChatGPT. But he won in the end. I'll figure it out. He should put something in front of me so I can see it behind him, and I'll remember it all the
I'm
time.
going to change the name. I give up. It's easier to change the name than change your how you call it.
I'm trying. But I'm sorry. Let me get back into the mosh pit. Okay, here we go. America's supposed to be freedom for the individual, Jack. It's supposed to be without individuals really impairing others. But you're right, and we're not having the right to be an individual here. You're either individually for Trump or you're against Trump. It's really what it's coming down to. MC, nobody's threatening your rights? Sure they are. Come on. He's sitting there. He's taking away your rights. Rights to have money, rights to be able to eat, rights to be able to have health insurance at a lower price, or even to be able to insure health insurance, right to be able to treat it equally and not treated one way because the president doesn't like you and treated another way because the president may like them. That is taking away your rights. That's a whole bunch of rights. Meanwhile, I'm waiting on what he did with Epstein is beyond redemption. Lord Roney, you're so right. And meanwhile, he's a lawyer, Lord Roney. Meanwhile, what's come out, Joe, I don't know if you heard it, and I'll jump right back. I love the Epstein stuff. There was an investigation of money laundering going on.
Right.
I think like almost $1 billion, and then it got shut down. And this is the guy who became the labor secretary for Trump. I'm starting to wonder, there's got to be stuff there that Trump is hiding. And I've been saying from the beginning, I don't think he's hiding it for himself. But I think he's got friends and associates that he's trying to hide it for. Because now we're talking $1 billion of possibly money laundering by Epstein. It's starting to make sense. He's laundering the money. He tries to get the women. He does this. Oh, my Lord. Think about this enterprise going on, Joe. And all Trump wants to do is hide it. All Trump wants to do is cover it up. All Trump wants to do is say there's nothing there. Meanwhile, there's plenty there. Let it out there, Mr. President. Let the sun shine in. You want to do with everything else? Let the sun shine, okay? Democrats mind using the ballroom. I don't care who's going to use the ballroom. It's going to be there. It's going to be used. MC, the devil God. Okay, I'm not involved in the Bible. Democrat will rename the ballroom. Who cares what the name of the ballroom is? I don't care. I don't think it should be Trump, but I don't care. It's not my call. King Trump. MC loves it. That's what they want. That's what Trump wants. That's how Trump's going to stay in, Joe. He's going to be king, and then we'll have a new president. So it'll be king and president, and the president will answer to the king. I think that's how he's figuring it out. That's how. What do you think, huh?
And he's the top executive.
Beautiful. So he builds this big, beautiful marble bathroom while he's cutting off funds for American kids and Americans to eat food. Think about this. He has to have this beautiful bathroom so kids can't eat. Okay? And he has the money. It's not like it's one or the other. He's just doing it. One is people giving him money that you don't know about, who are paying him off, who are getting favors from him to have this stuff. And the other saying, well, I got the money, but why should the kids have the money? After all, they're not my voters. They're not my people. They don't matter. They may be Americans, but who cares? I may be president of the United States, and they may be Americans, but who cares? Let me back in. Letting snap laps and attack on people's right to life. War Jackal, you're so right on. MAGA for life, be MAGA, that's fine. They can work. Who's working? 5-year-old kids? Look at this, patiently working. Patiently watching 7775, Joe. They could work. 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old kids, you want them working? Let's send them down to the factories. Talk about, what was that? Dickens. Read some Dickens and see what happened when they were working then, okay? We had a pretty good show, though, out of it. 40 billion. Argentina is totally America first. And buying beef from Argentina is America first. It is. America first, beg for cronies. Well, it could be, Lord. Word Jack. Okay, protecting it from, I'm not sure. I'm not sure Bruce was talking about it. So you were Charles Saxon name calling. War Jackal, I don't know which side you're on, but there's no need to call people names. I agree with you. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Vita, that was good. Mike, once again, Mike Jesus on our buddy Mike's on, Joe. Once again, Mike, we don't. Well, my point is, I understand what the president's trying to do. He looks at it as the Monroe Doctrine. It's this is our hemisphere. China has their hemisphere. Russia has their hemisphere. His problem with Russia is that he's actually kind of started to like the Europeans who are working with him, even though he pulled all the troops out of Romania, or is about to, so the Russians could do whatever they want there. But he's still getting mad because Trump, Putin's making him look bad. But he wants to set it up that way. It's the power. Look at just an American citizen, end of the American century. It's all right there. It's power. That's what he wants. So he wants this. This is Orwell. We are Oceania. You got the screens up there. You got the Ministry of Information, which is really disinformation. Doesn't say what it is. So we have that problem. So why give people food? Because they're not on my side, as the president of the United States says. Well, who's on your side? If every American, they're all supposed to be on your side. Get a job if you want money for food. I'm not even going to look at this anymore. For that, I just don't understand. Some people are disabled. Ward Jack, you don't have to answer that kind of a question because you're talking kids. Americans, people are entitled to food. Come on. How about the people who just lost their jobs? They're all forgetting about the shutdown, aren't they, Joe? So you got a shutdown. At the beginning, guys, you weren't on at the beginning of the stream when we talked about how the companies are no longer hanging on to labor. They used to do labor hoarding. This front page article in the Journal talking about the Wall Street Journal. So those people are losing jobs. You got hundreds of thousands of people lost their jobs. Trump isn't going to bring them back. He wants to keep them off the rolls. And as he says, the Democrats are hurting their people. Who's their people? Everybody's supposed to be the president's people. Everybody. You see, Joe, that's where my problem is here. That to me is what America always was. The president represented you and me. It didn't matter what side we were on. He or she was the president. We never had a she yet. We will one day. He or he is the president of the United States, of all of us, of every state, of every citizen. And that's what we always believed in. And that's where we have a Congress unwilling to take him on, a Republican Congress unwilling to take him on as he splits us asunder, as he splits us apart. Do I have to read all those George Washington quotes I read a few weeks ago? Joe, how many videos have you and I put up live stream over the last 5 months? Please look into our live streams over the last 5 months.
You've been calling it, Mark. You've been calling what's about to happen.
We've been there, and Joe's been the man, been our moral compass as we've been rolling down the pike, trying to keep me within the moral part so we don't just go all realism and say we got to remember what it should be, okay? And that's what he's there for. We need that. We need somebody to yank on that moral compass, even though I don't think it's happening right now. But it's good.
I have a belief that the American people do have that moral compass, and it's just silent right now.
Well, hopefully he'll start talking in New Jersey and Virginia and realize that those are two states where you're talking to Trump. It's that simple. In Virginia specifically, because all the people he's laid off, it laughs in their face, doesn't care about what they have to say, doesn't care about anything, and the Republican candidate running doesn't care that the people got laid off. It's like, hey, and the governor, Youngkin, the Republican governor in Virginia, it's a hey, yeah, like it just kind of happens. They're all rolling over to the cult leader. So when that happens, you want a big win in that's Bamberger, I believe. A big win in Virginia. We'll be here 10 o'clock. Watch us. Joe wanted to do it 11. I said, I think it's all going to be over by 10. We'll be able to know then. New Jersey, they're saying it's like 5, 6, 7 points there for Cheryl. Was it Mikey Cheryl? Is that her name, Joe, in New Jersey?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mikey.
Jersey, I do. And that's where it is. So we'll be on 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Watch us, please. But they have to. That's how it starts. because if they start winning, the Republicans will start waking up, and maybe some of these Republican congressmen will wake up and say, I'm going to stand up because I care about my people. I care about those I represent. And it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. It doesn't. It doesn't. Independent, east, west, north, south. It doesn't. All that matters is you live here. You're entitled to food. And then as an American, you got so many rights, and they're being yanked from us. When a president decides this American has the right to have his rights, this American doesn't have the right, and then we'll take American citizens in uniform and send them from one state to invade another to try to separate and destroy our country. That's what has to end. That's what has to end. Mosh pit, mosh pit. Anything good there, Joe? You see anything good there?
Yeah, there's a lot of really good comments in the mosh pit.
Mick 80, it doesn't matter how many years the Democrats said on the Epstein case. They didn't care. The issue about the Epstein case was always pushed by the Republicans. It was pushed by Trump. It was pushed by Vance. It was pushed by Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was pushed by Kirk. It was pushed by all these people. So that's why Democrats didn't care. It wasn't a focus. Their focus was getting the legislation through.
I don't think we're here to defend the Democrats. They have stuff in their own hands to worry about.
He was just talking about Epstein. I'm just saying the question was, Joe, why did the Democrats sit on the Epstein?
Right. That's a fair question.
It was a Republican issue. It wasn't.
Yeah, but still, if the Democrats then were concerned about the children,
They weren't.
But so that's not good that the Democrats are not concerned about the Epstein's victims.
No, it wasn't. They weren't concerned about Epstein. He was dead. They were on to something else. They were defending themselves. They're focused on Trump. They're focused on this. Look,
well, maybe they should have been focused on Epstein's victims. And
you can't be focused on everybody. You can't be focused on everything. I don't care. Look, the way I look at it is this. I had no interest in it. Epstein hung himself. Right on. Gone. I feel really bad for the women, and they should get money. They should get recompense. I believe there's bankruptcy trustees and stuff, and they should be taken care of because they got taken out. Okay, they got handled.
The point isn't even in the crime. The point is the cover-up. That there's people who are hiding data.
That's what
I'm saying. To protect other rich people. Okay,
right.
And that's a sense that a lot of Americans are feeling right now. That it's not fair that if you're born into a family that's rich, you have a silver spoon in your mouth. It's much easier for you. And if you don't have that, you're at a real big disadvantage. And it cuts across not just getting, Nepo jobs. It cuts across being able to get a fair shake in the judicial system. That if you're rich, you get off. If you're not rich, you wind up going to jail. It's about fairness, and people are really upset about that. And I think part of the reason why Trump was elected was because he correctly pointed out the unfairness that the Democrats were doing. But then he gets in and he takes the sorts of things Democrats were doing and then multiplies it by 100. I mean, Joe Biden's son probably took advantage of the fact that
we were all over Hunter Biden. If anybody wants to go back and look at our videos,
the point isn't Hunter
we were
Biden.
All over him saying he was a dirtball. Okay, and we were very clear about that. So,
but the point is, people in the Democratic Party have taken advantage of their positions to make a couple of dollars of cash.
Everybody has.
But when Trump comes in, it's not just a couple bucks in his pocket; it's a whole program of graft.
We're going into a different issue. We're not talking graft. I love you. I agree we got graft, but that's not the point because now we're at a different issue. I'm with you. Right now the issue is, Joe, how are people going to get food when they got no money for SNAP, okay? 42 million people. How are people going to afford insurance? I'm with you. Graft. We can always talk about graft. About what I'm saying, this is the Joe Volpicelli who wants me to stay organized. This is the guy who says organization. No, look, I'm with you. I agree with that. We got to talk about how these people are going to get no food, Joe. Realistically, the people in SNAP who did not get any money this month are not going to get money for a couple of weeks or lots of, maybe more weeks. Right. How are they going to juggle the money? Nobody's thinking about this. Are you going to have foreclosures? Are you going to have people taking their homes? Now you also have sign-up time for insurance, right? Our last video, you gave exact numbers on how much, 20-30% plus not having the subsidies.
Yeah, it looks like for a lot of people it's going to double.
Right, so you get
Their
a
insurance
double
premiums
there.
are going to double.
So you got these people. I don't care about the rich people. You got these people who are now out of a job, maybe, who are not getting the SNAP money they need, a single parent taking care of their kids, who may not be getting, can't afford insurance. What are we going to do? You see, people do. It's like falling down as it's like falling at the bottom. Did you ever see what was the name of that on Apple? You ever watched Apple TV, Joe? It's shoot. Oh gosh, not Succession. I don't like it. Was it? No, it's it'll come to me. But at the end of the show, all the bodies came flying down out of the
Oh
chute.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
They keep all the blacks. And I remember it. He went from brother to brother Dawn to brother whatever. I happen to love it. Either way, all the bodies that are supposed to be there to take care of so the company, so people don't die, the line of kings never die. They all came down. That's what's going on here. We got all these people who are SNAP not getting paid. They're coming down the chute. You got the people who are losing their jobs. They're coming down the chute. You got labor hoarding going down. You got a Fed who can't even see real numbers because even when the numbers come back, you believe the Ministry of Information, what they're going to be saying? Bottom line is simple. You pay more for food. You're paying more for clothes. You're paying more for everything, and you're losing your job. So when the Fed says, well, maybe we're going to not drop rates in December, you see, this is all part of it. They're going to have to because our economy is in such trouble. And the economy is in trouble. There's also all that black money, that deep money that nobody knows about. So you got all that going on, and all these people making all this money, and all the 401ks rocking, and they're doing it, but the rest of the country can't even get food. They got to get in line to get a bag of Doritos. That's what's going on, and nobody's standing up for Americans. All we're hearing at the top is, oh, I'll take that money that you're paying me every 2 weeks in Congress, or, oh, I'll take that health care in Congress that you're giving me, or how about the insider information I get in Congress so I can trade on my 401k? Well, I'll have my advisor do it. I just won't talk to my advisor. So you have all this going around. They're making it at the top. It's the power. It's the money. And most chunks of Americans are getting smashed. And that's what's killing our economy. And it's starting from the bottom down. And it's just eroding and eroding as it moves its way up to the top. They used to talk trickle down. Remember, Joe? This is more like acid moving way up. Acid moving up. Up Chuck. You remember you used to talk about up Chuck. I said up Chuck. That's what it is. And it's starting to happen right now. It really is.
Somebody's drinking our milkshakes.
I love milkshakes, Joe. I got one sitting in the freezer. I get one every weekend. I get a double. I get it mixed, 2 different types, and to see how I like it. This one I got, I don't know, some Maryland mud, something else. Took a quick slurp, put it in the freezer, because if you do it all at once, you're finished. So I do a little one day, I do a little another day, because I got to stay sexy like you. Well, we got all that coming on. Joe, what else we have here? It's just, this is it, the economy. I just want to warn everybody. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. Forget the market. We are in trouble. And interest rates are going to keep coming down. You can believe it's happening because they're going to have to keep cutting because people are losing their jobs. It's a double mandate. Because if people don't have money for SNAP, Joe, and don't have food and can't get insurance, they're going to have to drop the interest rates. They've got to. There's no getting away from it.
Yeah, but then that's going to spur inflation.
Which is what stagflation, which is what we've talked about.
No, that's the problem. I guess if there's enough people unemployed and no one's going to be buying stuff, then that'll keep the prices down since there'll be less demand.
No, it'll be the lower end. It'll be McDonald's. It'll be Burger King. It'll be, I don't know, whatever they have these different now tiers of food. Chipotle's getting handled because their stuff's too expensive. I think what everybody's going to start seeing is I call it lower tier. It's good food, but I like it. But it's But I love Popeyes and KFC and all that stuff, Chick-fil-A. But I think you're going to start seeing deals on some of those because people can't go to McDonald's. It's 10, $12 to buy something. So they're going to be making deals. I see Subway's doing it. All these guys are trying to do it. It's going to happen because you can't afford it, because it's that upchuck. It's that acid moving. It's like acid going up. You really need like a Malox to put it down. It's like the acid going up, and it's an upchuck, I'm telling you, but it hurts. And that's what's starting to happen with the people at the bottom end. And that's what the people and our commentators have to understand. It doesn't matter whether you like Trump or not. Look at what's going on. More Americans getting out of jobs, being thrown out. Yeah, what can you do? You'll drop interest rates. But if prices keep going up in a lot of areas, you got stagflation, which is what Joe and I have been talking about for 6-7 months. Go back to Just an American since we are looking at it today. Please look at our lives. Look at our shorts. We've been telling you this for the last 5 months. Head on that it's coming, and our numbers are coming true. And Dr. V, Joe Unchained. Go there and give him a thumbs up and a subscribe also. Joe, let me just jump in here real fast here. Joe, we're not talking Jim Crow. Lyndon Baines Johnson was the guy. He was a good guy. Okay, let's see. I mean, he signed all the civil rights acts. He got them through. Lots of places discriminate. I see Dr. V's on here. These kids have parents. The parents don't have the money, MC 804. That's the problem. And they may have one parent. Who knows? Trump's doing a great job for himself. BM Colby's putting billions into his family's pocket. Where I come from, that's a great job. Let me see here. It's MC. Democrats are responsible. Republicans are responsible. All the leaders are responsible. And the president's responsible. It's all of them are responsible for the shutdown. Not one, not two, all of them. While they take the cash and put it in their pockets and sit in the sun and get their tans before they come back. Okay.
I love this. Jesus votes MAGA.
Well, some people feel that way, but that goes against what you said religiously, Joe.
I mean, please go back and look at your Bible and see what Jesus said about helping poor people and people who are homeless and taking care of people who don't have very much, and how that's what he appreciates, and that's what gets you into heaven. Mm-hmm. Not building marble bathrooms. I don't remember that passage where Jesus said, you have a good chance of getting into heaven if you build a nice, beautiful marble bathroom. Right. If you show me that passage, then I'll believe you.
Jenna, I think you're kind of missing the point here, and I appreciate your point, but no, Congress doesn't control the purse. You can say take a civics class. Doesn't work that way. Congress only controls the purse if it wants to control the purse. But if it turns the purse over to Daddy Trump, so that Daddy Trump can spend what he wants to spend, then Daddy Trump controls the purse. And Daddy Trump's been taking the money, paying ICE. Money's not there. He's just taking it and giving it to ICE. Giving it to the military so they can get their strike forces together. But we do need a military. He should be taking care of the TSA. He's not paying them. He's not paying the controllers. He has money for food, for SNAP. It's sitting there, and he just didn't want it. It was already appropriated by Congress, who controls the purse. Once again, they turn the purse over to Trump. He won't spend it. He goes, well, if the court tells me what to do, I'll do it. Come on. Jenna, I take civics. I also take reality. But I like your point. Thank you. But it just doesn't work. Congress has turned their power purse, all powers, the Republicans, to the cult leader. Here we go.
Somebody said, say what Jesus says about homosexuals. Yeah, show me the passage in the Bible where Jesus specifically talks about homosexuals. I'd be interested to read that.
They said that?
That somebody says that, look at what Jesus says about homosexuals.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't remember that passage either. I know a whole bunch of passages where he said about helping poor people, but.
So you got a pretty good point. My problem is, I think it's all these leaders. You see, it should be no kings. And Trump is telling the Republicans how to vote. They're voting the way they want them to, but it's not just that he's telling them, it's that they're willing to do it. So you have Democrats who say, well, I'm not going to work with the Republicans because I don't trust Trump. because they're going to do what Trump wants them to do. So what you've got is all of this their problem, while you and I are paying these jokers salaries, and we're paying these jokers insurance. That's what we keep coming back to, and that's what I just don't understand. It's them. It's all these leaders, supposed leaders. They want power. They like their money. They like their own insurance. They put all their cash in their pockets, and they're letting everybody else taste it. No money for insurance, for health insurance. No money for SNAP. Cutting money out for the air traffic controllers, specifically so they can show people that they can shut down air traffic. But do they let their ICE guys have it so they can put their masks on? Let's remember something. Only one person should wear a mask in law enforcement, and that's the Lone Ranger. The rest of them, you know, if they're wearing a mask, they're thugs and they're hiding, and they are not looking out for you and me. So why is all that cash going there? How about the people who need food? How about the people who've been laid off because of the shutdowns? Why don't they get food? Why don't they get their cash? They get nothing. Come on. People are in trouble here. And all people care about is it you or them. There's one. It's called America. We are Americans. We are Americans, man. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. I keep coming back to it because every time people on our mosh pit try to split us up, I say you can't do it because we are one. And that's the majority. And I believe the majority is going to stand up starting Tuesday. Let's see what he said. Keep on going here. 2 old wet socks. Okay, well, sorry. Unk's just been doing a lot of talking. You see him, Joe, just mouthing, but not giving any reasons for anything. He just likes to say things. There he goes again. Okay, we're keeping him accountable. We're trying. They're back on an Epstein case. Okay, hypocrites. Okay, you see, it's just names. Give me some good ones. I don't think Epstein killed himself. He may have been killed. I just think he may be killed because I don't think he wanted to face anything, Julie. I think Epstein knew what was going on, and he was going to be in it. He knew he would have been taken down probably in jail, so he probably was complicit in whatever happened. That's all I can say. I don't know. I didn't care.
Someone mentioned how Jesus in Corinthians said he was against homosexuals. I just put a chat GPT response in there that answers that criticism. But
okay, man, there seems to be some religiosity going on here. Okay, wow, here we go. Here we go. Insurance.
That was a great World Series. Somebody said about LA just won a World Series. That was a great World Series, I must admit.
Only if the Orioles were involved would have been a great World Series.
No. If you watch, it was very exciting, and especially if you had a couple of pennies on the outcome, that made it really interesting.
I thought you weren't doing that anymore.
Just dabbling, trying to get some money back. I'm trying to get some money back that we lost.
Yeah, great. Okay, great. Great. Okay. Insurance premiums go. Look at this. He said he wasn't doing it anymore.
I gotta get it back.
I can't believe this. Abdominal effect, Julie. I think you hear Dr. V laughing. That's the abs effect with what he's saying. He's giving us the abs effect. God, I love this guy. What can I tell you? Okay. Here we go. Holding the government hostage. Fat guy, no, they're not. All the leaders are holding the government hostage. It's all the leaders. If you don't hold them all to account, then they don't get anything done.
I mean, the point is, it sounds like we're coming down really hard on Trump and Republicans, but there are some good Republicans out there, and even Marjorie Greene is speaking up that she believes that we have to hold Trump accountable for some things. So there's people on both sides that are good, people on both sides that not so good. So,
how many times do I have to say we stand for unity here? How many times do I have to say we don't care about Republicans or Democrats when it comes to people not eating? How many times do I have to say we don't care when it comes to our First Amendment rights or any of our rights? You and I, we've always said Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. Independent, it doesn't matter. East, West, North, South. I keep saying the same thing. We are one and trying to come together. This is a unity station. This is not a show to split us apart.
Left wing, right wing, it takes two wings for the eagle to fly.
It sure does. And the Eagles have been flying. Okay, even though Joe moans all the time.
No, the Eagles are coming back. They're off this week, but
They're coming back from what? They've been on top the whole time. Fly, Eagles, fly. He was all worried about the Giants. I told him to forget about it.
they lost 2 games in a row there.
First game. Okay, they were asleep the first game. Mud butters. Oh, leave me alone. I can't even believe I said that. There it is. The Jesus votes MAGA. That person must know Jesus. The parents don't have jobs, don't have kids. I love these statements. You got the kids. They're Americans. These are American kids. These are American kids who have to eat. You don't care about American kids? I care about American kids. I do. Interesting.
Okay, so we're not saying 42 are going to go hungry immediately, but there 42 million people have their SNAP benefits being taken away.
Well, they're hungry.
And SNAP is used to pay for food. So,
and our point was they had to take now money from other things to give to their food, which means they may lose a car. They may have an issue with that. They may have an issue with anything, with other things on their credit card. Joe, I see this guy, Wolfclair. I know what he wants to say, but I thought it was good. He's just going to, he says, jobs going to the IL Eagles in Chicago. I know he thinks illegals, and that, of course, isn't true. But to the IL Eagles, the International League Eagles, if you see Wolf Star 766, right on, I'm just giving you trouble, but I like it. It's the Eagles, gotten cats. Eagles, jobs going to the Eagles in Chicago. Well, Let me tell you, the Bears would love to have the Eagles be their NFL team. Okay, here we go. Lord, I'm with you on that. What is a bill ready to vote on? No, they don't. They always say they have a bill ready to vote on. Then after they vote on it, they do a pocket rescission. You all know about pocket rescissions. Okay, here we go. Oh, man, say back to the homosexuals. Treasury Secretary is openly gay. So what?
Yeah, and your point?
Right. Exactly. Okay. Here we go. Said that to vote. Okay, I don't have to ask them to vote to open the government because part of the problem is, Richard, you keep thinking that by opening the government, suddenly there's going to be payments for insurance premiums, for medical insurance premiums for these people who are on the ACA. It won't be. It's just Republicans saying, we'll talk to you about it if you open it up. But there's no guarantees. And remember, Richard, there was a bill passed just a little while back, and then Trump did what's called a pocket rescission. So even though like $4 billion was supposed to go to something, he did a pocket rescission so that the money didn't go there. Oh, that ain't called clean. That's called do what you wanted. That's Trump. He makes a deal, breaks it, makes a deal, breaks it. It's not 7 Democrats. All of them have to come together and say, we're going to help people get their health insurance and get this government going. Because now, Joe, remember, the issue isn't now just this so-called clean jive. It ain't clean because now we're coming to the end of the year. We're going to have to do a whole bill for that. So everything is changing now. While SNAP is sitting there and people aren't getting their money. Jen, you're right about that. Red states get more money from blue states than they make, and they pay more in taxes. Not only that, it's more red state people who have health insurance premiums, ACA. Joe talked about that last week. Many more red states, red Americans who happen to be in Republican.
Yeah, I mean, the rural hospitals are going to be in serious trouble.
Oh, man, white. Okay, and that's in states. I hate red states. American states have voted for Trump. How about that? That's better. They're reading the Bible. You want to read the Bible? Read the Bible. It's your call. Okay, slashing Democrat because they refuse to open the government. The bottom line is this. I like everything everybody's saying, but we all have to look at each other and come together and say, hey, we don't want to keep fighting with each other. This is what government wants us to do. This is what Big Brother wants us to do. It wants us to fight with one another. Joe and I fight with one another, but at the end, you should hear us jiving at the beginning and the end. Oh, my Lord, it is trouble. That's what we want from you guys, men, women. I love our mosh pit, but this is what leaders want. If they can get the people who vote for them or against them to fight with one another, it makes the leaders stronger. It takes the focus off the leader. It takes the focus off the people responsible. It takes the focus off those who are supposed to take care of the problems, who are taking their paychecks, putting it in their pockets, or most of them, and taking their health benefits and putting it in their pockets. That's the problem. Don't fight with one another. Look at these people who are supposed to be responsible. Let's throw the bums out. Throw them out of office. So we always used to say in the old days. Throw the bums out. Said baseball too, right, Joe? Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. We're not hypocritical, guys. We tell it like it is. You look at all of our stuff. And I'd also ask, go back with Just American Citizens, subscribe. Go to Dr. V, Unchained. But remember, when you look at our stuff, Joe and I, or me and Dr. V, on the live with Just American Citizens, we've been talking about this for months and have been right on top of it. Please look at it. Feel free. Please share us. Please keep coming on. And remember, we're coming on Tuesday at 10 o'clock to talk about the Virginia election, the New Jersey election, and the mayoral election in New York. That looks like Mamdani's won. But who knows? It all looks like they're all going to be over by the 10 o'clock we're coming on. But it's going to be a lot to talk about. It's going to be fun, and we're going to be going from there. Okay, the guys are doing it. Joe, is there anything else here?
No, I think you covered it.
Okay, then let me do this.
It'll be fun seeing how the elections go on Tuesday and see if there's some signal among the people voting that they're not happy with what we're doing.
How about sugar in the tank? Me and my wife love your videos. We are having our 10-year anniversary tomorrow. She turns 18 in 2 months.
Yikes.
Come on. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay, come on. We got a comedian in the group there. So here we go. But let me throw this out. We always do the albums of the week. I'm doing a video of the week today. I wanted to do it. I want you all to go to YouTube. Are we making money on this? No. Do Joe and I make anything on what I'm telling you? No. Zero. The music on YouTube, go to Tom Jones. Tom Jones and Wilson Pickett, the Wicked Pickett.
Oh, I saw that. We said that the other day.
But I'm pushing some more here because Joe told me he couldn't believe how good it was.
It was good.
The Wicked Pickett, he growls. He looks great. Look up why they call him the Wicked Pickett. He has this incredible voice. And what Tom Jones did was he was like the only one who would bring people onto his show and actually let them sing, and he'd sing with them because he has a great voice, and really let them shine and shine with them. So after you watch it, because you're going to love it, I promise you you're going to love it, then go to Tom Jones and Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, it was like, wow, they're just going right off each other. One. Tom Jones, because I know Joe hasn't seen it, so I want Joe to come back on that. And Aretha Franklin.
Oh, Aretha Franklin.
I mean, he had the best. Tom Jones had the best. We're talking the 60s. So Aretha would come on and she'd do her singing, and then he came on and sang with her. Incredible. How about Janis Joplin? He had Joplin on there. How about Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young? He blew them away, and I love Neil Young. Incredible.
Still rocking.
You all have to do this. We are not getting any stumping anything back from anybody on this recommendation, on any of the recommendations. I just love music. I love Joe. I love you people. And I want to throw out to you how great this music is. Go on to the Tom Jones videos. Wicked Pickett, Wilson Pickett, Stevie Wonder, Aretha, Janis Joplin, my love, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. And when you come back, you're going to come on our sites at Just an American Citizen and at Dr. V Unleashed. Nope. Unchained, Dr. V Unchained. You're going to come back and say, you guys know your music, and it's fun. And when you listen to music, it's incredible. It just makes you happy. It makes you smile. I can't stop. I got my grandkids just dancing with me now when I start. I just start. They go, man, Pop, what is it? And then I got them into the rhythm. It's just music takes you over. It really does. Think about it. Listen, let your mind disappear. Video now, I mean, you watch them. That's kind of video, but you let the songs take you away. Let it just make you just feel good. Get away from fighting with one another. We are Americans. We are Americans. That's why we have always had a flag on the Just an American Citizen site on YouTube. Thank you all for coming. Tuesday, 10 o'clock, election night. Me and Dr. V coming in to break some rules, Make it happen and tell you what's going on. We love you. We stay together. We are one. We are America. We are America. And if you are, what is it? I can't even remember. If you're square, we ain't there. And that's the way it is.
Period.
Period. And we'll see you Tuesday. Thank you.